I went outside there in that corner and it had two floodlights, an old light fixture with a box like that. I took it all down. This was that wire that was just coiled up coming out of the wall. And just pull this out. That'll give us a little extra wire somewhere if we want to use it, and it's 12-2. So that cleans that up. Now get this ladder out of the way, and I want to take the next thing and remove this lighted switch and GFCI outlet. A good thing with this GFCI is, well, it's not exactly done the way I would do it, but this could be, if it was sealed proper, mounted to the outside wall and give us a GFI outside. And if I wanted to leave this switch in line that turns on, I could take and have a switched outlet for, say, Christmas lights, a battery charger, glow plugs on the tractor, something like that, but not in this corner because this isn't going to be handy back here. So I'm going to remove this out of this double box. Then I'm going to take that double box apart and bring it out to the surface of the drywall. So I'm going to start on that now. I'll get this stuff out of the way. Got to start somewhere. So we'll take this apart, and this is still live, yes. I'll just take it apart. I might go in and cut it to power to it, but let's see how bad. Is it a screw bit in there? It is. All right. This old screwdriver's seen better days. Take the cover off, and we'll see what's in here. This may not even be wired right, you know. Should get my GFI tester out, check some of this stuff. But we're going to check everything anyway. And I'm not even going to use this box. So let's trace this circuit out. We'll go down, shut this off. This is in the main panel. I need more light to see, but looks like it does have a ground. So we'll go in and shut the power down to this. I'll turn on a noise object because I don't think it's labeled right. And then we can label it. I'll plug in something like a vacuum. Alright, it was labeled. It said freezer and garage, but it's not the freezer. But it is this outlet. So we're going to tear this apart. And I'm just going to pull the wires out. I'm not sure I want the outlet over this far. You know, it's pretty close to the wood stove, that kind of thing. So I might move it over to here. I don't want cords to dangle too close where they could get warm, you know. And I think for now I'll just keep everything assembled here except the main outlet. So I'll grab a drill, a screw, Phillips, and looks like a Phillips against the wall, and these are on with, I don't know, we'll leave that board on there, it doesn't matter. That's not the way to do it. Alright, so far we pulled all that mess wire up out of there. We took this box off and cleaned up all this mess. I don't know what they had going on there. That's gone. And now I want to take and put another box over one stud. And this is a place I'll probably plug in, oh, say, drop light or something, you know. Knock out my box. I like to have about 6 inches out. And then got a little mark here. Put it on my tabs. Got a cord in the way. Keep it on my 1/2 inch tab. got 6 out, wires. It was all floppy loose in there before. We're going to take and splice her out, keep a 1/2 inch of sheathing in the box. Oh, this blade is super dull. My glasses are filthy. Got dust on them. Yeah, time for a new blade. Strip our wire back. What color is that outlet? I think we got both ivory and white in this garage, so it's a garage. It probably don't matter. Plastic boxes, you don't have to ground the box. Let me find an outlet color I want to use here. Well, I found a tamper-proof white. I'll run these screws in. And then, winter is coming. I'd like to be outside. I don't enjoy the indoors that much. I'll give it a bend. Benderooski. Yeah, I gotta go clean my glasses so I can see something. Yeah, this used to be nice set of little pliers, ideal, but a customer turned the power on, or I should say he didn't shut off the right breaker. He wanted to do it for me, and he said, no, I'll go do it. And I said, well, let me go down. No, I know which one. They're labeled. Wasn't labeled right. And he says, all right, they're dead. So I reached in and grabbed the outlet to cut the wire because the outlet was burnt. And it burnt my pliers. Kind of, whew. Like to always do my grounds first. I don't know if this bit's any good in a drill here. Get her tight enough. You guys getting ready for the big Thanksgiving? Seems like time's flying here. Be Christmas before we know it. I'll probably be cooking and hosting. Well, I pretty much know we're going to be cooking and hosting. Wish I had a turkey fryer, because I've had a I helped make a fried turkey in an outdoor fryer using peanut oil. Oh my, it was amazing. It's a little dangerous dropping the turkey in and lifting it out, but we didn't have any fires. Alright, so this outlet will be live here shortly. But what I'd like to do first, I always do, I don't know if electricians always do, but especially in this stage, because we haven't got the drywall up, it's easy to slip and put your finger in the box, you know. So I like to go around it one way or another and cover the hot. I saw someone on YouTube, I gotta remember who it was, showed some new outlets that are covered on the edges now. I'd be interested once they get to our area. You want the hot on the right. Some people say you want the neutral on the top in case you ever drop something metal on it. You're not going to be shorting a circuit. I doubt I'm going to do that in the garage here. But get them back in there without too much kinkage here. Is that a word? And then I should probably break these ears off, because these might mess with me when I do the drywall. Or we could leave the outlet loose and turn it a little bit and put it in after, but we'll break these off. These are for a plaster wall. If our box is in fairly straight and the right depth, we don't need these ears. And then we'll screw this in place. Make sure your ground's pushed back away. I wanted to go out in the woods with a wheeler and gather some firewood, but we got high wind and rain and not too smart to be out in the woods. I'm gonna go flick this on, and I know it's wired right, so we'll be ready to rock with this one. We got one outlet done, we got some wires cleaned up. All right, we're gonna in frame. I'm gonna test this out. What do we got for temp in here? We got 58. It's warming up. So 2 yellows, we're wired right. We got a ground. They're in the right order. So we're gonna move on to the next project here. All right, over there by the door is a 3-way light. It switches by the door, and it turns on that light and that fixture there. And it looks like, let me get over here a little better. It's still crowded in here. That's just a porcelain, looks like on an octagon box. I think if I convert that to an outlet box, we can plug our shop light in there. It's going to have at least a 4-foot cord. I may not have to go any farther with that. I could probably run the cord sideways both directions and take care of that with no wiring. And that would get everything on this side. Let me see what's that about here. Yeah, that's the same thing. That's just a 12-2 wire. Comes out to a fiberglass octagon box or circle box. And I'm going to convert that to an outlet box. Now I just got to run a circuit up, over. I got a temporary light up there now, but I want to put like 2 of those small shop lights up there. They're only like, I don't know if they're 8 or 13 watts, not too much. So I want to put like, I guess an outlet up there. I could put one in the east wall and the west wall, or I could put a circuit across this ceiling, which I should anyway, because it'll be dark under there, and that's where I can hang my lights. And I can run a cord down and just secure the lights to these uprights, and I don't have to do any wiring up there. That would probably make the most sense. So now I just got to fish a wire. I got to drill through the studs, go from that circuit up, over, and out to these. And I'll drill through every stud. And I'll probably get one there and one over here. And that should probably be bright enough. And then they'll have a double outlet in them, so I can drill a hole up through that loft floor there and right up alongside an upright that has to be removed to do the drywall and placed back in. And that'll be a good spot for them. Be bright enough up there. Just storage. And all I got out here is a cat's claw and a hammer. And if they're on with finishing nails, like these, let's see, they're probably the same thing, right? Well, they're an 8-penny. So they're pretty long, so this might not come off as easy as I thought. Let's get this stuff out of here. We don't want finishing nails on the wall. I was thinking about, Dawson thinks I should put some wall cabinets up here. Here's another one. I get that out. So I might consider that, build or buy some, but I do want to have a bench on this wall. So I just want to get in somewhere and see if we can start without destroying this plywood, you know. I think it's 1/2 inch. I probably can get started up top here. Yeah, I think it's 1/2 inch. So it may not come off super easy here. Ugh. Get in somewhere and get it started. But I'm curious what, I can feel a lot of air, and I can feel the metal vent. It's a louvered metal vent out here. So once we get this sealed up, boy, this is gonna warm up nicely. You got a wood stove in here with the vents. That's not too efficient, you know. See how good they did. Might be a tough job. Yeah, I don't want to destroy it. So where can I get in without destroying it? Usually a corner. We like challenges. Sometimes 2 pry bars. I never seen anybody put plywood on with a finishing nail before. Been nice if he did drywall screws or something. But a cat's paw, I can butcher him out. If I decide to not cover up the plywood, I don't know. Nasty, you know. So we get started. I guess you don't have to see this stuff. I'm gonna probably get a smaller pry bar, little flat one I got in here, and get it started. And just once I get it, I should be able to rip it right around, and then it'll fit right exactly back on there. The studs are all marked, but that'll definitely give me a nice way to put electric in the wall. And the important thing is, see, electricians a lot of times will cut out their outlet. Then they'll take a real long, flexible drill bit and go right up through there and then drill through the plate. But what's going to happen with that is 2 things. Is you grab onto the insulation, you wrap that up in a pile, and you strip that section. So there's no insulation wherever you're drilling. And the second thing is a lot of times the wire will be right on the surface. And if I want to put cabinets up here, screw to the wall, hang my wrenches, put my pegboard, I don't want to put a screw into that wire. So I want to put it recessed in the wall and then staple the wire in the center of the stud so that if I'm in the carport hooking something on the wall, or if I'm in here, I don't want to pierce that wire. So this is a safer way, a better way of doing it. Well, that's not the way to put plywood on. I had a finish nail about every 4 inches. They did a good job with the insulation. Nice and neat. They got the paper folded over. But see, if we had just drilled into here and then shoved a long bit up to drill, you know the wire would be right in the way and then got a chance of piercing it. So I was careful getting that plywood off. It took 20 minutes, but it's worth it. Now, I think I want the outlet as far this way as I can get, I think. I should probably measure that, but we got 16, 32, 48, 64. We should be able to reach right there fine. And the other outlet's over there. And then this way is the same thing. It's 16, 40. You know, we should be able to reach the full length without an extension cord. And then I just want to take, these are put on with staples, and try to do this without destroying the paper. I probably want the outlet, like I said, on this side. I probably could do 2, but I don't know as I need it. So let's, because there's another outlet just outside the door. Get this down, see what's going on here. Least amount of wreckage here. And of course that paper's over this paper. That's how it works. Make no mess here. But I want to get all the way down probably into here, because if I do a cabinet and I decide to purchase one, I think they're 30 inches tall. I don't want the outlet in the way. So I think this is about 3 feet down. Let me grab a tape, which is handy, right? Yeah. And then I don't understand why they ran the plywood up and stayed down 1.5 inches. Kind of strange. But if we do our drywall, we can take care of that easy. Probably, yeah, that's 3 feet right there. And then our cabinet would be like 30. So we could do it here and not affect this at all. Probably what I'll do. How high off the ground is it there? From the block wall up, it'll end up being about 50 inches at the bottom. 57, I don't know if that's almost too high or not. If we do a bench of any sort here, we're gonna be down here. That wouldn't be too bad. Wouldn't it be great to have a garage with a coffee maker on the bench and a little fridge? All right, so let's see if we can destroy this, right? Get this peeled down. I don't know. The house is a 1983. This insulation, I don't know if it's that year. I think it's newer, but I want to keep the vapor barrier as good a shape as possible. But if we come all the way down and set our outlet right there, I can drill up through the plate, run my wire. I gotta do an outlet, and then I gotta do an outlet for the lights. And like I said, I don't want them in the ceiling because I want as much insulation in there as possible. I don't want a hot spot showing on the roof to melt snow. You don't get any insulation, you're gonna have heat loss. So let me continue with this. I'll get a drill bit, drill that out. All right, I put my light box up high. I think if I did cabinets, they're gonna come underneath that anyway because it's cathedral. And if they came out, say 12 inches, whatever, it'll leave a little pocket to put stuff above it. I got my 12-2 for my double outlet here. Staples. I'm up on the rafter, and I'm gonna, set them in tandem and run them right up through there. And probably stop at the ceiling fan up there because I want that on a switch also, so when you shut off the light it's off. And then continue on. Alright, we got that all buttoned back up. I got the wires running up through here, over, down. I got my second light outlet right there, and I can do a shop light here and here. It'll be up out of the way of the door, and it'll lighten up this area if I back a car in. And then I brought hey, the kitties are in here. And I brought in a wire over the top. I know it's really tight here. That's not how you install the switch that close to the door. That's what they did. This is 2 3-ways. And then I want to put an outlet here. I think it's pretty important there's no outlet here. I could do it on the back side of the door. Might actually be a better idea. But if the door is open, like say in the summertime or something, then you can't really get to it. Here, if you're working on a car or whatever, you can plug in a battery charger, still get in the door. So I guess I'm going to have to mount it to this because we've got this metal post supporting that I-beam there. So it's got to come down behind here. And then, what else? I brought my wire across so I can do an outlet somewhere in this area. I don't know if I'll do it at the edge. I'll just run this wire out and see where it goes. And that'll do an outlet for one of our overhead lights. And then I'll do the other one down there. So almost done with the lighting circuit. I don't think I'm going to do that ceiling fan up there. I got thinking I don't know as I want to fan that close to the beam. I don't know as I want to do a long down rod. I don't want it to be in the way. So I'm going to skip that idea and I'll just use a box fan if I get smoke or dust in here, whatever. So I'll eliminate that out of the picture. So there wasn't much room on the left side of the door. And I didn't like the way they had mounted this double three-way switch kind of close to the door jamb here. So I put the outlet on this side, ran it up over, and I think I'm going to bring it on through, cross this ceiling over and down that support post I want to put in there. I think I want to put in a pair of 2x4s or a 4x4. And you see what I got. That'll bring me another outlet behind the toolboxes for not a GFI, but for the USB and my outlet port in the toolboxes. If I leave toolboxes there sometimes, or if I just leave that, you can see it there, that flop down bench, it's a countertop. If I just leave that there, I'll have an outlet there, and then it'll also give me power for the light over the stairs. Right now there's a light over the stairs, but you can only control it downstairs. So I need to either yank all that wire out, go into the basement, bring out a three-way wire and up, or bring a new power source and a different light altogether. One or the other. Okay, I got to clean some of this stuff out of here again because I want to start on a little bit of carpentry work to do a post up and then deal with that countertop, the backing for the countertop, and probably another guardrail or solid piece on the back side of the stairs so nothing falls down in the stairwell. We did recyclable bins up here in the top. Dawson did them a couple years ago, and it works out great. So you come out here and you're throwing your cans, whatever, they go in the right bins. That's over the stairwell. That works great. I don't want to affect that. But I got to do a post going up, and then we want to put an outlet either on it or on that rail. And then I don't know what this post here is for. That's always bugged me. And there's a step up here on this landing, but there's no guardrail and then no step on that side. So I don't know if part of the carpentry I want to cut back in about 10 inches and make a second step so you can step that way and that way. That would make more sense, because you kind of glance when you come out here and you're like, oh yeah, I'll step down. Well, that's a long step. So either I have to put a railing up here, which I would hate because we were limited to go that way only. So I guess I got to work on that. And then for the stairwell, I at least have to do a three-way switch, top and bottom of stairs. I might pull out this fixture, which doesn't work very well. Like now, it's not on at all. It flickers. Probably needs a bulb. And put maybe just a porcelain fixture there so I can put that bright utility light on it. Or convert it into an outlet for another shop light. As you heard me 10 times here, I'm sold on these shop lights. They give off a super amount of light, and they're cheap. And they're economical. They don't, I don't know how many watts. Not very many watts on some of them. I got a couple different kinds here. And then that outlet's good. Those three-way switches work fine. But to do drywall in here, we can't have them exposed. So I either have to fur out the wall, change the box. I should change the box and move the box over to that 2x6 running up by the door. And then that'll make it so I can like box that corner in around that beam post there. And what else we got to do? We're narrowing it down here. I think for the outlets in the ceiling, I got them done. Got them in, they're on actually. They work good. I just want to hang my drop lights. Either put them underneath here up out of the way so they don't get bumped. They'll give off a lot of light down. Or put them this direction and then just be careful not to bang things into them. I'll figure that out. I want to do the winch, which is that little boat double in and out winch thing. It's on the stair there. And that's got a switch so you can crank it both directions. It's not freewheel because I can't have the stairs come crashing down. And then I want them to swing up, 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 and they'll stop somewhere about here. And that'll be above the garage door. And then I might even consider some kind of safety mechanism lock so nobody comes out here, flicks a switch, and starts cranking on it. They actually have physical lock up there. And then, let's see, I got to do the service panel. I'll probably move that over a notch, drill through some studs, and probably have to do some kind of conduit, at least in the vertical up there. And that's my welding lead on the end of that, so I want to use that. And then that may finish out this electrical project so I can move on. I thought about running another outlet outside, but there is an outlet outside on the left. There's an outlet outside there on the left. There's an outlet straight out here. And so this might be nearing the end. So I think I'm going to finish this video out, and then I'll start doing some carpentry work next. So I got things to attach my wire to rather than just dangling here. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for part 3, probably finishing up on our power here. Then we can insulate and start our drywall. Thanks for watching.